Hey, shalom, shalom. All right, first and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bashim Yahshai, Bashim Rakakadash, double honors to the apostles, the elders, the great millstone that rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect out here pushing truth and sincerity. All right, the water for which I do, we love you. We appreciate you through the spirit of Yahweh, Bashim Yahshai, and shalom to y'all. All right, it's your brother, Dawah Dodd, coming from the great millstone camp here in Atlanta. And Lord willing, this is edifying. If you're watching this now, you're a so-called black, Native American, or Latino man or woman. You're a Hebrew Israelite according to the Holy Bible. All right. If you don't look like a so-called black, Native American, or Latino man or woman, but you feel like this is a truth and it resonates with your spirit, there's a good possibility that you could also be a Hebrew Israelite. All right. It's not about skin color. It's not about how you look. All right. It's about your bloodline going back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right. Jacob had his name later changed to Israel, who the world ignorantly calls God. His name is Yahweh, which means he is, or he exists, or he to be, right? And that's his Hebrew name, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. His name is Yahweh Shai, all right? Meaning he is the savior, or he is the deliverer, right? Or he saves. That's his Hebrew name, all right? We're going to jump right into it. The title of this video is going to be called Back to the Beginning, right? I kind of want to do a series on the beginnings, all right? And Lord willing, you're edified. This is Genesis chapter 1 and verse 1. It says, in the beginning, it says, God created the heaven and the earth, all right? So let's go and click on that and get to the interlinear, all right? Because the word there that says God is Elohim, right? It's talking about plural, not one God, plural. Rulers, judges, divine ones, angels, and gods. Because this was Yahweh Shai and the angels, the elect men, right? The 144,000, right? So the power, so Elohim, so the multiple gods created the world, man, in the beginning, the heaven and the earth. But it's talking about the heaven, the sky, right? And then the earth itself, like, because the spiritual realm, heaven is always, is always there with where the heavenly Father dwells. All right. Let me see something real quick. Yeah. John 1:1 says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with the heavenly with God. It says with God, and the Word was God, right? And the same was in the beginning with God. And all things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. All right. So what is that? All right. Who is the Word? The Word is Yahweh Shai, right? You always hear these Christians talk about the Word is Jesus. Jesus is the Word. I'm talking about Yahweh Shai, man. So Yahweh Shai was the one who created the earth and the heavens with the elect, with the angels that was with him at the time, the Elohim, the plural powers, superpowers, right? Verse 2, it says, and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the spirit of the heavenly Father moved upon the face of the earth, the waters, which the spirit is, Yahweh Shai and the angels, right? And during this time in verse 2, and it was all dark and void, right? So the earth, when it was created, it was all dark, it had no form, just like it says there. All right, self-explanatory. And the spirit of, so the angels, the Yahweh Shai and the angels, they're basically flying in outer space, man, right? That's what it means. The moved along, the waters, because that's considered waters as well, and parts of the world here as well, because the waters, the sea, got the seas, the oceans, the lakes, all that stuff. So they were just hey man, just flying around, man, and it says, and Elohim said, let there be light, and there was light, and this is just this is just light in general, right? It's not the sun, the moon, the stars, because it wasn't created yet. All right. Hey, spiritual power, man. We have power to do anything, and the Elohim, because it's not God, it's Elohim, right? The multiple, the plural. Called the light day, and the darkness he called night, and the evening and the morning were the first day. Right? And it says, and Elohim said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. So that's the sky, which is the ozone layer. That's what the firmament is, right? So it's dividing the waters from the waters, because out there is, because it's like considered water. They say you can't breathe out there. If you watch the like any of these so-called spaceships going into outer space, which they don't make it past the Van Allen belt, which is the ozone layer, which is the firmament. They actually hit it, and their aircrafts kind of float. It looks like they're in water. You can go and look it up right now, because they can't get past that, right? And it starts dropping back down, and a lot of it just blows. Sometimes they just blow up and shit, because they can't go past that, right? The Most High have created the bounds so that which they cannot pass, and also they can't go too deep, right? So they can't go up past the waters, and they can't go too deep past the waters, right? You got to literally have waters in the water, in the ocean, that look like lakes and oceans within oceans. Like, you can go on YouTube and actually see this stuff. It's crazy, man. The Heavenly Father created that, man, and they can't pass none of that stuff, right? So that's dividing the waters from the waters. It says, verse 7, and Elohim made the firmament, and it divided the waters which were under the water, which were under the firmament, from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so, which are the oceans, the seas, and the rivers and all that. It says, and Elohim called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day. Which, let me see. Let's get that word for heaven. Shemayim, which is sky. Yeah. Shemayim. That's what we say. Shemayim. It's heaven. That's a Hebrew word. Verse 9 says, and Elohim said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear, and it was so. So it's the creating of the earth and the waters, and Elohim called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called he seas, and Elohim saw that it was good. And so, like it, because I know I said right here, verse 2, and the spirit moved upon the face of the waters. It was talking about the heavens, past the firmament. All right, not necessarily the seas and waters on earth. That's just saying, it was created during this time. It's always good to go back and just, reiterate and correct yourself on certain things. All right, now verse 11 says, and Elohim said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth. And it was so. And there's a famous question or a riddle from back in a long, long time ago, which is, who came first, the chicken or the egg? Well, it clearly there is the chicken, because the earth is yielding grass, which has seeds within itself. So, that's what that's how, so man came first, and then the babies after that. You know what I'm saying? So, the grass, the blades of grass were just, were there, boom. And then, their seeds are within in themselves, right? So if a blade of grass or a tree dies or something like that, or a flower dies, the seed that was in itself is already being fertilized, and going to grow again. So just to answer that famous riddle, what came first? Hey, well, the chicken came first, right? Because it says with seed yielding in itself. Right. After his kind, it says, and the tree yielding fruit. See, the tree yielding fruit. So if you got an orange tree, it's just there, right? It's just created, and there's seeds within them that are gonna hit the ground to get fertilized, get moisturized, get plenty of sunlight, get nutrition from the earth, natural resources. Then it's gonna grow. It says It says after his kind, right? Whose seed was in itself after his kind. And it says his kind, by the way. Just a little joke there about men being a ruler. It says, and Elohim saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the third day. And Elohim said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons, for days and years. And that's the sun and the moon and stars and comets and all that stuff that's up there. They're for signs, man, right? And you can tell the time. You can tell when the Sabbath is here, the new moon. You can tell certain feast days and holidays are here. You know, when the, you know, that it has, it's a system, right? A damn Big Bang Theory cannot create a system like that, man. It was created there, right? In order for something to be a creation, it has to be created, right? It says, and let them be for lights and the firmament of the heavens to give light upon the earth, and it was so. So that's where we get our great lights from. And it says, and Elohim made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night. And he made the stars also. And Elohim set them, which is said, when it says he made, it should say they made. Because remember, it's talking about plural, right? It says, and Elohim set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And Elohim saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the fourth day. And Elohim said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that hath life, and fowl that may fly above the earth and open firmament of heaven. Right? So abundantly the moving creature. And the man is a moving creature. So this is talking about all living things on earth. It says, and Elohim created great whales and every living creature that moveth, which the waters brought forth abundantly after their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind. And Elohim saw that it was good. And Elohim blessed them, saying, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters and the seas, and let fowl multiply in the earth. And the evening and the morning were the fifth day. So everything's created at this point, right? It says, and Elohim said, let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind, cattle and creeping thing and beast of the earth after his kind, and it was so. And this is just a reiteration, man. Like everything was born when he said every living creature that moveth. Everything was already born. It's just, you know, they're just reiterating for, you know, the continuation of showing you what was created at the time. That's all. You know, it's not like, oh, it was contradicting itself. These people who don't understand the scripture, that's what they say. Well, it's not so, right? It says, verse 25, and Elohim made the beasts of the earth after his kind, and cattle after their kind, and everything that creepeth upon the earth after his kind. And Elohim saw that it was good. And Elohim said, let us make man in our image after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So now it says, let us make man. So it's basically talking about basically just, you know, multiplying man to, you know, have a certain type of not the knowledge and wisdom and understanding, but how to move upon the earth, right? Basically how to conquer the, you know, the animals, and how to live within a righteousness, you know, not to be you know, not to get you know, no knowledge of sin and good or evil. Just, you know, they already just know good. I want them to be like us. We want them to be like us, to be righteous. It doesn't mean that they just created people. No, it's just saying that they made them in their image, you know. It says, so Elohim created man in his own image, and their own image, right? And the image of Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, which is the Heavenly Father, right? Created he him, male and female created he them, they them, right? So, and Elohim blessed them, and Elohim said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moved upon the earth. So that's another cut to say that Adam and Eve, you know, were the only ones there, because it says be fruitful and multiply. Well, that's what they did, right? It doesn't tell you that the Most High took a rib and all that out of Adam until later on, you know. So what does it mean here where it says be fruitful and multiply? Well, he's talking to people. He's talking to creatures too. To creatures, creation. Talk to everybody. All right, and subdue it. So who are you talking about? He's talking to humans, and subdue it. So who is he talking to, man? If there's only Adam and Eve on the planet Earth, why does he say Be fruitful, multiply, replenish the earth, and subdue it. That don't make no sense. Why would, because remember, it doesn't come till later on when he starts talking about taking a rib out of Adam, right, to create a woman. So that cuts all that bullshit that you people talk about, man. It says, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. And Elohim said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of the earth, and every tree in the earth, which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you shall be for meat. And we ate heavily off the earth, man. Fruits and vegetables plenteous. We had it all. You don't need these damn drugs that they give you, man. You can eat off the earth and be healthy, man. It can cure diseases, all types of things, man. Right? Verse 30 says, and to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for meat. And it was so. And Elohim saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And this evening and the morning were the sixth day. And that's going to be the end of that one, right? I'm just getting off for work here, but Lord willing, I'll do another show following up on this. I want to do the back to beginning series. Lord willing, you edify. I want to give all praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahshai Bashim Rakakadash. The honors to apostles to our apostles and elders of the great millstone ever well. Peace and salutations to the whole full out here pushing truth and sincerity. The water foot y'all do, we love you, we appreciate you. To the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahshai. Shalom to you.